Hello there. It's been a little while, been probably a few days. Um, you get busy here at the end of the summer and stuff like that, and you get a little bit of distraction, and this is what happens. So it's been a few days, so I'd like to think I'm missed, but here I am back again, inside the player's mind today, as I allude to in the title, Captain My Captain. So captains, I think, are a very important thing at every level of sports. I mean, I've kind of had a basketball motif, but it's any sport. Um, it's very, very important because you need an extension out on the field or the court or wherever your sport is played. You need people that are going to be able to be an extension of yourself and to do some of the things I'm going to outline that make your job a little easier. And when you get it right, the nicest thing is you kind of have an extra unpaid assistant, and that's not a bad idea, you know. So the things I always look for, when I get into a training camp situation, is I look for, because it doesn't have to be one captain. It can be two, it can be three. It could be, you have a captain for each group, or each player group, or whatever. Like in football, you might have a captain that's on the offense, and a captain on the defense, a captain on the special teams. You might have four or five. It's a big group. It's 53 players, typically speaking. Basketball, you're going to have one or two. And what I always look for in the beginning is technical competence. I need somebody that can be my general out on the field or out on the court. So let's take it to basketball, because that's what we've been talking about recently. Need to have somebody in the basketball court that gets what we do. Run the philosophy of the team on an offensive end as well as the defensive end, and understands what we're running very, very well, and actually has insights. You're typically going to gravitate towards your point guard if your point guard has some of those other intangibles that I'm talking about here. Kind of want temperament. I don't want somebody who's too high or too low out there. It's nice to have the rush of the too high where they create energy, but you can create energy off the bench with other players. You want your floor general to not be too high, not be too low. I want them out there thinking, and letting the feel of the game happen for them. So I need them to have a high emotional quotient and what we call a high EQ. And that's somebody who understands their emotions and is able to control them. It's very, very important. Coachability is another thing that I look for, and that's somebody that can take criticism. Sometimes I gotta bust some coconuts, his coconuts, typically speaking, just to keep it real with the rest of the team. I can't make it look like I play favorites with the captain, because that captain also has to know he's not the coach's pet. The other players have to know he's not the coach's pet, and I'm not playing favorites. So I'm going to bust his coconuts a little bit more than maybe some of the other players for effect, and I'm typically going to let him know that on the side. But that's the way it is. He's almost like an assistant for me, because I can't go out on the floor. They typically frown upon that. They tee you up if you walk out on the floor, let alone take a couple jumpers. So yeah, I don't want to make this a real long one, but I have found in years where I've had a very good length of time for the team to congeal and come together, and I've had a very good relationship with and had these attributes with a captain, that we've been able to get better and better and better as the season has gone on, and you end up peaking in the postseason. And the 1 year, we went with the Special Olympics. I've talked about in a past video, and we went up and got gold up at States. My first trip up there, and some of these guys have been up there before, but we did really well And we exceeded expectations that year. We knew we'd be good, but we didn't think we were going to be good enough to go on a run like we did. And it really did work because what we did is we had a calm demeanor from the captain on down. I would give the team whatever they needed. If they needed a shot in the arm, I'd give it to them. If they needed some calm, I'd give that to them. And I could manage the situation emotionally very well because I had a very pliable captain that had a really high emotional quotient compared to his mates around him. So that really worked. And what that ended up doing is it created a winning atmosphere. It created some consistency, created some expectations. It created it created almost, I wouldn't say a players' union kind of thing. They felt, everybody felt that they had a stake, particularly because they had trust in that captain. So it created a stakeholder mentality for the people that really began to trust in the captain being the right one for the job, and then that and then extended to a trust in me as the coach. So once you get that buy-in, they kind of give you that credence with the rest of the team. So in today's day and age, I think it's very, very important that you don't just assume I'm going to walk in there, crack a whip, and everybody's going to play for me. And there's a time and there's a place where that lets you down. Stakeholders dive for loose balls. Stakeholders will run those sprints a little faster, and they'll work on their jumper a little bit more. And giving people equity rather than giving people orders. Yeah, that doesn't mean you have a soft practice. You have to practice hard. But it's easier to crack that whip when they need it, when they already know they need it, and they almost want it. And a proper captaincy, it really helps in the picking the right one really helps in the process of getting your team to congeal and to settle in as a family type of atmosphere and create that stakeholder level of buy-in. So hope this is helpful. I think the good coaches have done this, and that's who I borrow from. So I kind of just wanted to get this on film a little bit. Something that I think is extremely important in particularly in the modern era of sports here. So would appreciate it if you like, share, comment, tell your friends. Really trying to grow the channel. Really want to have some level of discourse with people. There's some of the things that I put on film here in this first month that's now over. This is the end of the first month. I just started it August 1st, where I really put that on film because I wanted conversation, and I really haven't gotten it yet, but hopefully we will. I'll be in it for the long term, so some people are going to find me, and maybe we'll have that conversation, just a great conversation deferred. But don't be afraid to be critical. Just be nice about it. I'd love to hear what other people think, whether you're a coach, whether you're a player, whether you're just a fan, whether you agree or you think I'm a crank. It's all good. So thanks for coming by. Like I said, show that support as best you can, and I will be back again a lot sooner this next time. Not sure if it'll be from the lab or it'll be from something else. I might be doing something on the NFL, a preseason special or two, just to shift it up a little bit. But I'm a Renaissance man like that. All right. You guys have a nice evening. Have a nice week ahead. And this being a Monday evening, peace out, me homies. Thanks for coming by.